welcome to my ideas for the next Destroy Humans game. Now, first of all, we just gotta get started with this video. What made Path of the Furon so bad? Why did the game not really do so well? Well, the reason it received a lot of negative reviews is because the graphics weren't that good and didn't have any features, and another thing is, they promised us that we would get an online mode. We didn't get any of it. We did get split screen, but it was only for a few mini games, and it was, yeah, no single player features or anything with that. Destroying Humans 2 had that feature, and it really was amazing. Now, with the current technologies we have for these games, we'd probably be able to get an online mode. Back then, when Path of the Furon came out, we were able to get an online mode for games. I mean, like, the original Xbox had online modes in certain games. Now, since the game turns 10 in less than a week, obviously what I thought of was an HD remake, like a 10-year anniversary or something. Now, what they could do is take all the games, put it on one disc, have all the graphics enhanced for the old games and stuff, and put it on next-gen systems like PS4 and Xbox One. Or they could also put it on the PC, which I did talk about recently, like a few months ago, just having the first game or second game ported to the PC. But from what we already heard from that video is that Path of the Furon isn't deserving of a PC port, and the first two games, they don't have the codes and assets. Now, another thing that I could do is make a new game, which is the whole point of this video, and I got a whole lot of things I'm going to read to you right now. Oh my god, that's a lot. Alright. So it's going to be set in the mid to late 80s. Crypto goes back to Earth after Path of the Furon, and he's got to collect more DNA to expand the Furon Empire and keep everything up and running with them. You know how they always got to have the DNA? Yeah. Until a lot of all the different governments on the world try to prevent him from doing it. Now, about the maps. Or map. Yeah, I said map? Yeah, that's one of the things. Okay. So, one idea for the map is to have it the entire planet, but make it downscaled, you know, so it would run easily, of course, with just a bunch of major cities, and have a fast travel feature in the saucer. Or have a 5 to 6 maps like all the other games, and I really didn't know what maps to put, so I put Miami, New York, San Francisco, Hawaii, Dubai, and Sydney, which only 2 of them are not in the United States. I really couldn't think of any cities that weren't, but San Francisco was in Destroy Humans already. Back in Destroy Humans 2 was Bay City. But with the technology we have now, we could probably get a really amazing city. Now, for the weapons. We should have the ability to switch what weapons you want to carry with you. Like Saints Row. And you also have, you know, customizable skins, a bunch of crazy upgrades, and all those things. A lot like Saints Row, which Saints Row 4 really, I really thought it copied a lot of stuff from Destroy Humans, like Black Hole Gun. You get the idea. Now, for the returning weapons, I also got some ideas for some ultimate upgrades, because, you know, we already got the weapons, we've seen how powerful they could be, but I want to make them more powerful. Now, the returning weapons, I picked a lot of them. I was going to pick every single weapon from every game, but then I was like, that wouldn't really be that good, but whatever. So I picked a lot of weapons from the older games. I didn't get many new weapon ideas. Zap-O-Matic will be another... Of course, the Zap-O-Matic's going to be returning. Zap-O-Matic, Anal Probe, Disintegrate Array, and Ion Detonator, they have to be returning, because they've been in every game since the first. And what the Zap-O-Matic's ultimate upgrade will do is it will give Crypto a shield boost while it's shooting, or while he has it equipped in his hands. Either or what you get what I'm trying to say. The Anal Probe will get a DNA multiplier, so you kill somebody, you get, say, 10 DNA, well, maybe you get 100 DNA from people. That would make it a really overpowered weapon. And it would be pretty pointless if you get that upgrade last, because then you can't spend anything. Then the Disintegrator Ray, what the heck? The Disintegrator Ray will leave a little thing of fire, something like a little fire pit. Not a fire pit, but you get the idea what I mean. Where you shoot somebody, when they disintegrate, they'll be a little ring of fire or something like that. The Ion Detonator will have a multi-bomb seeking feature or something like... You know how Path of the Furon, the first bomb explodes, and then there's those 3 extra that come afterwards? It's an upgrade from Path of the Furon, you know. Anyway. Those things will go flying towards the nearest humans. Or anything, really. the dislocator will have a fire and forget feature, so when you shoot it, you don't have to worry about wherever you're aiming. You could shoot it like at the wall next to the guy, and it'll go and fly towards the guy. So it'll be really easy to hit people with that. The shrink ray will have explosive shots, so you shoot it, it hits the ground, and it'll make a little explosion. So if you miss somebody and you hit the ground next to them, they'll get shrunk anyway. The black hole gun will drop a little bomb after it, does its little final explosion, as you all know. It does in Path to Furon. Meteor Strike. Oh boy, this is one of the most favorite weapons I had in Destroy Humans 2. And I kind of thought of a weird special upgrade for this one. The Meteor Strike, after the final meteor comes down, a little alien baby will come out and help Crypto fight. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, Gastro has... Now, the ultimate upgrade for Gastro is something that I really wish you could have done in Destroy Humans 2, and the only way you could do it is to have two-player. Is to have multiple Gastros, and not just 2 Gastros at a time, have like up to 5 per player. Now, for the new weapons, I really couldn't think of any special upgrades because I didn't know what the weapon would even be like in general. So first off, we got a mini twister, which is like a Tornado-tron, but on foot. And yeah, it'll just create a little tornado and wreak havoc. Dehydration beam will cause people that get hit by it to dehydrate and to turn to dust. So it's kind of like the disintegrator wear in a way. That's hard to say, actually. Then we got an ice cannon, which shoots large ice crystals and freezes people in the explosion radius, which is a pretty interesting thing. Next 2 weapons are pretty generic. It's the not dehydration. The Furon RPG will shoot missiles, and the Furon machine gun is just a basic generic machine gun. And here's the point where I ran out of ideas for weapons. I was like, so it takes place in the 80s, so what kind of things can we put in it? Can be put in order? So I looked up 1980s pop culture, and Rubik's Cube. Yeah, a Rubik's Cube weapon. It's kind of funny in a way if you think about it. It'll create a massive mind-controlling cube. Humans will try to solve it. They can't. So it'll basically just be a sort of like a distraction to the humans. Now for the saucer. The returning, I really didn't think of anything new that the saucer could have. I really couldn't think of much for the saucer, and there's no special upgrades or whatever that I thought of. So the Death Ray, Secret Drones, Quantum Deconstructor, Plasma Cannons, and Electro Cone, which really wasn't a good weapon. I still enjoyed it to a little bit of an extent. Now the new weapons for the saucer will be mini saucers. It'll create a small saucer to help you fight, much like the Baby Alien upgrade for the Meteor Strike. Then the Omega Wave, which is, when I was creating it, I was like, yeah, this is really like the Sonic Boom in a way. So it'll just make a powerful blast in front of the saucer, pushing away enemies and damaging buildings. So yeah, it is like the Sonic Boom. Now, gameplay-wise, oh boy, this is the big one. A lot of epic things here. So the jetpack will be new and improved, and what I thought of is like have it give an airplane feature, kind of like, you know how when Saints Row get out of hell, you press the button and you go fly around. Mental powers. PK would be much like it is in Path of the Furon, but a lot more powerful. Because, you know, in Path of the Furon, you pick people out of PK Magnet, it only grabs up to about 3 people. Well, why not have PK Magnet again and have it grab like 20 people? Come on, the technology's now definitely capable of more, especially PC. And then Body Snatch. If you Body Snatch someone, you should be able to use their guns and possibly drive cars. Which is really something that was a downside, and you couldn't jump around or sprint at all in Path of the Furon. Destroy Humans 2, you could sprint when you're body snatched. Big Willie Unleashed, you could jump around when you're in somebody's body, but I don't know why they removed those features. It would have been really cool in Path of the Furon. Now, reading people's minds shouldn't just be a random thing, like, you know, in Path of the Furon, you read somebody's mind when you're shooting at them, and they're like, I wonder what's for dinner. Now, what I got an idea of, their thoughts should be similar to what's going on around them. For example, if someone's running away from you because they're scared, you should read their mind, and they should be panicking like, oh no, aliens! So, yeah, that would make it really more alive. You should also have the ability to have more than just hypnotizing people to dance, like hypnotize them to sleep, hypnotize them to be a helper, a distraction. And then Temporal Fist and Mind Flash should also return. But you could change them by pressing a button on the D-pad. It's like if you press up on the D-pad, it'll be Mind Flash, down would be Temporal Fist, but then left and right on the D-pad, they'd also have a feature, because I got two new powers, 2 new power ideas. if you got time stop, mind flash, and then temporary invincibility, it only lasts for 30 seconds. And if you want to charge it back up, you got to kill a lot of people. And when I say a lot, I mean like a lot, like probably 1,000. I don't know. Backup. Crypto would call in backup, and then it'll only be usable at alert level 5, which is what I'm going to get to right now. There should be 6 alert levels. Alert level 1 is panic. People will be panicking, call the cops. A lot like how Destroy Humans 1 and 2 worked. Then the cops come, which is just alert level 2, and they come to attempt to kill you. Alert level 3, cops come again, with more cops, like with shotguns, bulletproof vest, all those things. Level 4 is the SWAT team, which we already know how it works in Path of the Furon. They come with shields, machine guns, all those things. Then alert level 5 is when you're able to use the backup, is the Army. The Army will send tanks, soldiers, choppers after you. It's pretty basic stuff that we are all pretty used to if we've played Path of the Furon. Now alert level 6, no, it's not the Nexos. The ultimate alert. All citizens are gone, there's no citizens at all. Which I think that should be happening in alert level 5, but there'll still be some people there. But alert level 6, there won't be any humans at all, other than soldiers. And then every street will have tanks on it, so it's going to be pretty dangerous. Now to lose that, you're going to have to use Mind Flash or Hide. And hiding is something that I also thought of to make this game really feel alive. Now stealth. If Crypto stays cloaked, or hides in a bush, or inside another human, no one will suspect it. It's him. So that's a lot like GTA 5. If you hide in a bush, you could lose the police easily. Now here's another really big thing that I want to talk about. The multiplayer. Destroy Humans 2 had the ability to play through the story with 2-player split screen. Big Willie Unleashed and Path of the Furon just had a couple of split screen mini games, and you couldn't play single player campaign. But what would make multiplayer in Destroy Humans 5 epic is having online multiplayer, and that's definitely possible. Up to 4 players at least. If not 4 players, 2 players would work very well. It's good too. But I definitely think 4-player online is a pretty simple thing to do now with technology advancing so much. And then there'd be co-op and competitive plays. Well, it's just like we already know. Now DLC. Hopefully Nordic Games doesn't pull a milk the consumer on us by making like 20 DLCs. A lot like how Saints Row went, you know? How they had like 1,000 DLCs or whatever. Now, the idea is what I have for the DLC is just a basic DLC. Only got 3 DLC ideas, really. One would be, for $5, you could... There's 2 DLCs that I have for $5 that I thought of. One DLC, you'll get a map, 3 new missions, 2 new weapons, and 4 customization options, which I'll get into the customization later. Another DLC for $5 would give you 5 weapons and 2 customization options, or maybe more, you know. And then the $10 DLC would give you 6 weapons, a new map, 4 new missions, 7 customization options, and another feature that I actually didn't mention it yet, but I'm going to get to it later. Season Pass is basically we should all know what a Season Pass does by now. You buy it, and basically you're paying for all the DLC right now, and then when the DLC comes out, you download it simply without having to pay then. Now, here's a feature that I was just about to mention earlier, but I didn't. The mission replay feature. Because I don't know if they're going to have that or not, but it would definitely make the game last longer. A New Game Plus, you know. You start the game up, and then if you want to replay it again, you can just replay it without having to lose all your upgrades. Or maybe just have the option to replay any mission of your choice. Whenever. Now, customization is another thing I want to talk about. Path of the Furon had customization, but you had to enter a complicated, like, 20-digit cheat, and it was all random numbers and letters, like a code, you know, for downloading things. Actually, I don't think it had, like, 20 different characters, only, like, 10 or something, I don't know. But if you wanted to change what you were wearing or what the saucer looked like, you'd have to exit the game, go to the main menu, change it in the options, and then go back into the game, which really is annoying because the game had a lot of slow loading times. And hopefully in Destroy Humans 5, the saucer would have an ability to let you change what customization options you have, and also the weapons. As I said before, you could choose what weapons. So yeah, that's pretty much my ideas for Destroy Humans 5. If you have any other ideas for it, be sure to leave your comments down below. And if I get a lot of comments, I'll probably do another one of these videos. And I did another video like this almost a year ago, and I didn't really get any comments at all. So be sure to leave a comment this time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.